kind of cool. Then on this port, if we open it up, you have a full-on wired RJ45 Ethernet. And now look at this. You have like a little GUI web interface to configure your trip. Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be reviewing and taking a look at the features of the next in line, and if you go through my videos you'll see I've done about every one of the HooToo TripMate series of router, NAS, power bank. They're kind of just like a 3 to 5 in one device. So next in line, this is the newest in the TripMate line, the TripMate Sith. So you Star Wars fans out there, kind of, you know, the Sith, welcome to the dark side, right? Yeah, so this is kind of a black with a red trim here, and you can see it says it's a router, a NAS, and a power bank. So three kind of gadgets in one, but more features than just those three. So this is the HT-TM05 is the model number of it, and so let's just go ahead. You can see there's not a lot more to the box, just a little bit of information on the back. If I can bring this up and get it in focus, not a whole lot, just kind of some contact information, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and pop this open, and there you can see there's the actual device itself. So let's go ahead and debox it here. So on the back side here we get an instruction manual, micro USB cable to charge this bad boy up, and then the actual device itself. So let's go ahead and move all the packaging aside. I'll put it there nice and neat. So let's take a look at the actual device and then we'll take it to the test and see. So there's going to be an app. You're going to download an app on your Android or iOS device for this. Now this is probably going to have some kind of web client running on it too, so we're going to take a look at how you can access this from a Mac and a PC also. But from a mobile device, iPad, you know, iPhone, Android devices, whatever, you're accessing it through an app, and you could use your browser as well to access it as well. But we'll look at its intended features and then maybe do a follow-up video of some of its advanced features that, if you dig a little bit, you're going to be kind of surprised at what this actually is running on it. So as you can see, the device itself, most of it's kind of covered up here. Now on top you do see a power button, a little Wi-Fi signal, because this actually does produce its own Wi-Fi network, and then some power indicators to show you how much juice is left in this bad boy. So how many milliamps is this? Let's see if we can find it while we actually go on about our business. I got the instruction book out. I'll be kind of looking at it as I look at this. So over here we're going to remove the flap. So this has got an output and an input. So you're going to charge it right here. So if you're going to charge this device, you're going to put your micro USB cable in here, plug it into a wall outlet, whatever, computer, let it charge. This is where you're going to charge out. So you can stick a USB device, you know, like a cable in here, and charge your iPhone or your Android device or whatever. So this will charge your devices. So that's kind of cool. Then on this port, if we open it up, you have a full-on wired RJ45 Ethernet port, and then a little reset button, because you actually are going to configure this with some network settings. And you know, what is this good for? Well, say you take this to a hotel, and a lot of the pricier hotels, they just have a wired connection in the room and you got to pay for it. And so you're sitting here with maybe a MacBook Air that doesn't support wired, unless you have an adapter. Then you just wire this, project a Wi-Fi signal out. Now not only can you connect your MacBook Air, but you can connect more than one device to this. So the hotel is kind of thinking, hey, I got a one device kind of setup, but you're going to negate that. Use this, and you're going to connect like 3 to 4 to 5 devices to this with one internet connection that you're paying for. So that's kind of a cool thing about that. Now also, you can plug in a thumb drive or an external drive that's enough, you know, this can power, and you can access files like a NAS on the network. So I could access files on 3 or 4 different machines from this USB drive here. I could be streaming media, say 2 or 3 different movies, and the kids in the car. from this device. If I just had some movies on an external storage device that this is going to project out. So this is a in-car entertainment system when you're on a trip. A lot of people can utilize this. You don't have to have internet. Internet's not required. If you do have internet, this will bridge an internet connection and you can still get internet. So we'll go over that. But otherwise, this does not produce internet. You have to have an internet provider or source that this can leech onto to get out. Otherwise, this is its own internal network. Anything you connect to it is in its own little bubble world, and anything that this has in it, it's going to share within that network. And you can share stuff between the computers on that network. So that's kind of a cool thing. This is a router as well. So that's all there is to the device itself. Just those 4 ports, 3 ports, and a power button. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pause the video. We're going to install the apps, and we're going to take a look at this baby in action. We'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. So we've got the TripMate Sith all set up here, and we're going to go over its features and what all it can do. Now again, this is a super cool device because it does so many things. Okay, now we're going to simulate, but we're not going to do it. But say I'm at a hotel and this is my only option. I had this coming out of the wall and I have to pay for it. I may have to pay $20, especially in some premium hotels. You may have to pay $30 for 24 hours worth of internet. So you're in your room and you got an iPad or a MacBook Air or something that just does not have an Ethernet jet. And you got multiple devices that you want to use. And there's no Wi-Fi. This is it. How do you get Wi-Fi out of this coming out of your wall in a hotel room that you're paying $20 for? Simple. Take the HooToo TripMate, come over to the networking side, we flip it open, we plug this bad boy into the HooToo TripMate from our hotel room wall, and we now can project that hotel internet that we're paying for one device out as a Wi-Fi signal that we can connect multiple devices to this TripMate through and use internet. So now our iPad or MacBook Air, everything that's connected to this via Wi-Fi travels through this and provides this internet in a hotel room to multiple devices. Pretty darn cool. I can now stream media from this. I just plug in a USB drive, and we've got one right here. So I just take this USB drive, and let's say I got media on it, or I got files or whatever. You simply plug it into there, and now you can access these files on your devices. Now you do have to download an app, but we'll take a look at another way. So I'll go ahead and bring up my iPhone. I've downloaded and installed an app called HooToo TripMate. So I go ahead and open it. And I'll just go and click on home. And now we're on my Wi-Fi disk. You can go to your local device. So I can come over here, and this is like the local app directory on the iPhone. So this is like local storage. But I'll go to my Wi-Fi device here. And now I see this Wi-Fi disk, which is actually this USB drive being broadcast out. So I'll just click on it. And so I've got some music. So if I want to just broadcast music, here we go. See if I can stream this live. There we go. I'm streaming this music from this USB device through the Wi-Fi network that the HooToo is generating. I can do the same for video, and I can do it for multiple devices. So, say I missed the first episode of Game of Thrones.
The end of time, we are the free and independent kingdom of the...
Look at that. No hiccups whatsoever. A darn dirty screen. But a flawless stream of Game of Thrones coming from my phone.
Tell him he's not been forgotten.
Not on my phone, mind you. That is on this USB drive. And I can do this with multiple things. If I'm driving in the car, I've got the family in the car, I got a bunch of kids, they got iPads or iPods or whatever they got in the back seat, and they all want to watch something. I can put on all the media on this little USB drive and let them connect to this in the car. Now they won't have internet, but they can connect to this to the car, and boom. They can watch their things from this USB drive. Not on their phones, not on their iPads, stream it from this. Alright, so let's go ahead and eliminate scenario 1 of taking your hotel Wi-Fi out. Let's go ahead and unplug this. Now, another cool thing. I can plug in this USB drive, the cable here, and say my phone needs to be charged. So let's go ahead and plop open this Note 4. Let's go ahead and just plug this in. Boom. We're charging. Third purpose. This is a charging device as well. So this will charge your devices. And you know, not just phones. It'll do iPads. It'll do MP3 players. Now, remember, we talked about the milliamps. It is only 5 volt, 2.1 out. So that is great for iPads. 2.1 amps is going to work just fine. And what did we say the milliamp hours was on this bad boy? I'm not seeing it here. But this has a lot of milliamps. Just check the show notes, because I'm not finding it. I know we touched upon it on the initial part, but I'm not seeing it. So, yeah, it doesn't say on the box either. But this will charge your devices, you know, at least once, maybe twice. Just depends on the device. Maybe an iPad once, an iPhone twice, based on how many milliamp hours this has in its battery pack. So that's pretty darn cool. Now, remember, we just push this button up here, and we generate its Wi-Fi signal, and we're good to go. Now, the default password, when you connect to this, it's pretty simple to connect. And we'll touch upon that. So once I turn it on, I go into my Wi-Fi, and it says it's broadcasting as TripMate Sith C08A. We can see that. You just push it, it asks you for a password. The default password is 8 ones. Now, I want to change that password, which you can in the app once you're connected to this. So enter 1 8 times, and you are now connected to this Wi-Fi. Now, do I have internet on my phone while I am connected to this? Let's see. Nope. At least not yet, because I haven't configured it. This will bridge internet. But this is the website of the TripMate. So I just open Safari and I hit it, and look at this. You get a login screen, so we'll just go ahead and push it with no password, because that is the default. And now look at this. You have like a little GUI web interface to configure your TripMate with. You can access your videos here, your music, your just explore, like a file explorer. You got documents. Now let's go to settings. You can actually check the battery life there too. And we want network settings. So you can actually change the host name, the Wi-Fi LAN. It's got its own DHCP server. If you don't know what that is, it'll hand out IP addresses and act as its own router. So you can have like your own little private network connected to this thing with multiple devices. And here's internet. So let's just go ahead and click on internet. So as you can see here, it's trying to do a little thinking. It says it's wireless access. Obviously, it says it's not wired. If it had one of these in it, it would be wired. But we're going wireless access. And it says that it's DHCP. Now, here are my Wi-Fis. You can see I've got some Wi-Fi in here. So we're just going to connect to this Netgear 24G. And hopefully it's going to try to connect. So we got to put a password in. Let me take this off screen. Now what I'm doing is I'm connecting to my home internet, which is just my Wi-Fi router upstairs. So I've just saved it with the password, connecting to the home Wi-Fi. And this is where it acts as like a bridge. Right now, connected to it, this not going out to anything. There's no internet. So hopefully, now if we hit save, we can go to, let's just go to Google. Go. Bang. I am now using the internet through this guy, because he's bridged. Now the lights actually change colors. I don't know if you can see that or not. it's kind of a little more green, showing that it's actually connected to internet and it's bridging my home Wi-Fi to this. So now not only can I access this on a private network, I have internet out. You could do the same thing if you had a hotspot in your car. Say I wanted to open up my hotspot on my Note 4 and use LTE data. This will actually create a Wi-Fi hotspot and use your LTE cellular to give you internet to your devices connected to this. So your kids could not only be watching media that's going on that USB drive, but then they could be surfing the internet too, maybe watching a little YouTube. Now watch it, because your data rates will apply on your cellular plan there. So anyway guys, that is the HooToo TripMate Sith. Just so many cool features. I wanted to go over one other cool thing here. Now you can see that it doesn't have any folders because I've taken the devices or the USB drive out. But we actually can, let's go ahead and plug this back in. We can transfer files between our devices. Remember I said this had a file explorer. Now watch, it's going to actually see that a disk was inserted, so it should refresh here in a minute. I'll just click home. Still says folder's empty. You gotta just give it a second to recognize the, there, disk inserted. So we just click on this. Let's go into, well, let's just select this file. Well, now it wants to stream it. We actually just want to download this, so we need to just go into the file explorer. And now I've royally hosed it up, so I'll just go ahead and relaunch the app. And we're going to go manage. Now you can see I'm going to have some options down here. I'm going to just go ahead and click the USB drive. I'm just going to select this song file here. I'm going to say download it. And I'm going to download it to the local drive. And now look at this. I can send files from my USB stick to my phone. And I can actually send it to the camera roll, documents, movies, music. So I'm just going to send it to my music folder and say OK. Do you want to replace a file that already exists? Sure. Obviously done this in a demo before. And now it's copying wirelessly that song from my USB stick to my iPhone's music folder, in which I can just come in here and play it locally. I don't even have to be connected now. I've just transferred a file. And you can do this back and forth. I can take photos from my phone's camera roll, send it to my USB stick. If you're a photographer, you're out with your camera, you want to just send files or pictures that you've already taken to a USB drive, there you go. If you have a USB SD card adapter, you can send it to an SD card, but it's through USB. So again, possibilities are endless here. Now this actually has completed downloading. If I go into my music, I should be able to find, if I go to composers, I should be able to find this song. Let's go songs. What was the name of the song? Alright, artists. We can find it easier artist wise. Well, for some reason I'm not finding them. And maybe I need to reboot the iMusic app here to actually find it. But we've actually put that song in a folder. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. We need to go like this. We need to go to Done, Manage. We need to go to Home. Bear with me, guys. Done. My device. Good grief. I'm trying to do this with one hand. My device. Alright, there we go. Music. There it is. Play it. This is playing local. It's not streaming it. Now, we can't actually go to the camera roll, because if I go to my device and I go home here, gosh, you can see camera roll was an option on the other one. It's not on here, so this will actually access the local camera roll. It's not inside the app. But you can actually transfer files to and from like that. So pretty cool. I don't want to make this video any longer than it is. I wanted to go over most of the features of this because this is just an amazingly cool device that just does so much. And this is just a must-have gadget, I'd say, especially if you travel a lot. This is a really great device to travel with. Or, you know, you could just use this as a bridge in your house. Say your Wi-Fi signal is kind of weak in certain areas, put this upstairs, bridge your Wi-Fi from downstairs, and have a stronger signal upstairs. You know, the possibilities are endless with this thing. So, anyway, guys, check the show notes. There'll be a link where you can pick this up. I have reviewed the TripMates before. This is the newest in the line, and it is the best in the line as they continue to improve them and just grow them. And it's been a real popular line for HooToo. So, anyway, again, thumbs up for liking the video, subscribe, and share. And as always, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.